Hi guys, it's Louise from Oshigo, and today we're gonna dive into the world of Japanese idols. We've all seen those idol groups from Japan, but what exactly makes someone an idol? Let's start very simple. What is an idol? An idol is not just a singer, it's an entertainer that is trained to connect emotionally with their fans. Even though there are solo idols in Japan, it's most common to have a group of idols, from 2 to a lot. Think AKB48, it's crazy. Many idols in Japan start very early and are trained in dancing, singing, media etiquette, and also fan interaction. As an example of how young they start, Suzuka Nakamoto from Baby Metal actually started at 12 years old. That's crazy. In the West, we tend to judge artists based on their talent, their voice, their dance, all of that. In Japan, it's a bit different. What is the most important for an idol is not especially their talent. It's their personality, relatability, their growth over time, and their accessibility in a way. Like the proximity you feel with them. I think a good example of how this is different from other idols or artists is the TV show Produce 48. It's a Korean survival audition TV show where they mixed Korean trainee and Japanese trainee, or like Japanese AKB48 members, I think. While this was airing, there was a lot of criticism on the Japanese trainee because of their lack of skills. But it was actually just showing us very clearly the different expectations from Korean idol and Japanese idol. In Korea, it's a lot more centered around dance and singing skill set. In Japan, the facial expression, being bright, how you can make someone feel connected with you is more important. And if your image is too perfect, it would create a distance with the fan, which is the opposite of what they want. But when did this idol culture start? The idol concept actually started in the 70s. And those early idols were actually heavily influenced by Western artists. One of the biggest stars at the time was Momoe Yamaguchi. But the golden age of idols is actually considered to be in the 80s. Onyanko Club especially shifted the way we see idol from a professional performer to regular school girl who will slowly raise to stardom. In the 90s and 2000s, companies like Janis or Hello Project reshaped the entire system. And when AKB48 started in 2005, that's when things completely shifted. They introduced the concept of massive rotating groups, handshake events, and fan voting elections. Their slogan was "Idol you can meet," which again comes back to this concept of proximity between the idol and the fan. Now, here's something that I think a lot of people who are not in Japan don't know. It's that there's two main categories of idols, Chika idol and mainstream idols. Mainstream idols are the one you know. They're backed by big agency, they perform in big venues, they have professional marketing team, they have a lot of exposure. For example, AKB48, Morning Musume, all of that, that's mainstream. It's very like polished and structured and very strictly managed. Now the other style of idol is the Chika idol, which literally means underground idols. Those are idol groups that perform in smaller venues, in live houses, for an audience of like 20 to 100 people maybe. And they sell their own merch, they have their own social media that they run by themselves. They usually work part-time job to be able to afford being an idol because they have to fund the costume themselves and everything. But there is actually a lot of fans of Chika idol because one of the main differences is that the relationship between idol and fan is way closer than with mainstream idols. For example, there is almost always a meet and greet after the concert, where fans can even take Polaroid picture with their favorite idol. So it has a lot of advantage, and some Chika idol actually don't want to go mainstream because they enjoy this closeness with the fan, but it's very unstable, a lot of group disband, a lot of member changes, just because it's not very sustainable for them. But now let's talk about the fans of idol. I've been talking about this closeness between idol and fan, so who are those fans and what is the fan culture around idols? I think a lot of you have heard this before, but a majority of fans of idol, and especially Chika idol, are men in their 20s to 40s. They are usually the hardcore fan who go to every little concert, every handshake event, take checkies and all of that. But obviously for boys group or for more mainstream idol, there is a lot of women fans too. Overall, the Oshi culture is huge. Oshi basically means your bias, your favorite member. So fans don't only support the group, they support their favorite member. Usually, as you might have seen in Japanese group, each member has a color. So the fan would choose a light stick of the color of their favorite member. They would add an accessory of that color. They would have an Ita bag, all of that. So what do fans do? What's the fan lifestyle? You can attend the handshake event. For Chika idol, it's easier to go to after the concert. For mainstream idol, you need to purchase a CD to get a ticket for the handshake event. One CD, one ticket. So if you buy 5, you get 5 tickets, so 5 chances to talk with your favorite member. Those handshake event is basically all of the fans lining up, and then one by one, they get the chance to talk with the idol they chose. And it's like 5-10 seconds with the idol, so it's like super quick. Another thing fans do is prepare for the concert by decorating fans, for example. They put a lot of stickers and it's a way to get the attention of your favorite member. They also learn the otage, which is basically the fan chants and also the movements that go with the songs of the idols. So basically when they go to the concert, they are ready to perform. And that's why I think the fan is such a big part of the Japanese idol concert, because the light stick, the dance, the chants is also what makes it special. But now that we talked about what it's like to be a fan of the idol, what is it like to be the idol? What does the lifestyle of an idol look like in Japan? Being an idol looks fun, you know, you sing, you dance, you have fans, you have the cute outfits, but it's actually very strict and a lot harder than you think. There are a lot of common rules that I think you guys have heard of. For example, there is a strict no dating allowed because they have to keep that pure and accessible image. They also have a very strict social media management as well as a public image management to keep the image that is expected from them. And of course, very long rehearsal hours. Some idol rehearse from 5 a.m., then go to school, and after school, they go back to rehearsing. So you basically have no free time. Let's talk about the pay. The thing is, it varies immensely depending on what type of idol you are. Obviously, if you become huge and you have a massive success, you will make money and you will make a good amount. However, for most idols in Japan, and especially the underground idols, it's not like that at all. They need to do another job on the side to be able to afford being an idol. They usually don't make much money from it, actually. And obviously, it's not just monetary issues. There's a lot of pressure, a lot of online criticism, a fear of losing popularity. You're very replaceable in the Japanese idol system. Talking about being replaceable, let's talk about the graduation system. That's a concept that might be very confusing for some of you because in the West, if you're a band, it's either you disband or you just continue together or you just stop performing. But in Japan idol groups, it's very common for one member to graduate and be replaced by another member, and the group just continues forever with the same name but different members. That's basically the whole concept that AKB48 started. And basically they treat it like a graduation ceremony from university or something like that. So an important thing is graduation is not failure. There's like many reasons why someone would graduate. Some idol want to pursue acting. Some idol are getting too old to be an idol. Bit controversial topic here, but you know, they need to have that youthful energy. It's part of the package. Some idol will go on to become influencers, and some idol just want to completely retire from the entertainment industry. I mean, fair enough, when you've been in it since you're 12 years old, you want a break, I think. And those graduations are not just like an announcement or something. There's a graduation concert, which is all about this idol graduating. Usually, the graduating idol will do a speech, and they're kind of in the center of the show. And it's like an opportunity for the fan and the idol to connect one last time. And it's usually very emotional. So yeah, Japanese idols are different from your regular pop star. It's like a real system built on growth and community and connection with the fan. And a lot of parts of this system are pretty controversial, but we can't argue that they don't create very popular idols and a lot of interesting concepts too. I hope this video helped you understand a bit more about the world of Japanese idols. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you have anything else you're curious about in Japanese pop culture, please let me know in the comments and I'll make sure to make a video about it. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!
一番好きなアニメは何ですか？
鋼の錬金術師が一番好きです。
今は呪術廻戦